When architects design a structure, they rely heavily on math and measurement. By using proportions to draw to scale, designers make blueprints that become the cornerstone of the building.
If you could design your own home, what would it look like?
If I were to design my own home, wow.
I'd make mine look really old and I'd have like a lot of hidden rooms.
I'd have a basement fully furnished because I like to spend a lot of time down there. It's cool during the summer.
I would have each room be a different type of setting, so you wouldn't get bored of your house.
I do like to cook a lot, so a pretty big kitchen would be important.
Definitely like a pool in the backyard.
Everything would be very computerized and modernized and stuff like that.
Throughout the centuries, architectural design has reflected the culture and style of the time. But no matter how unique a structure, almost all architecture shares one thing in common: a blueprint. A blueprint is a plan of a building drawn to scale. Its figures are proportional or similar to the actual figures it represents. Similar figures have exactly the same shape, but they may be different sizes. These triangles are similar because their corresponding angle pairs are congruent and their corresponding pairs of sides are proportional. Before construction begins on a building, architects create an exact layout of the dimensions for the structure. This blueprint shows the design of an office building for a video production company. The architect chose a scale of 1/4 inch to 1 foot. Every 1/4 inch on the blueprint represents 1 actual foot of the building. On the mezzanine level, the architect wants an opening to look down at a spiral staircase on the first floor. If the opening is to be 11 feet 9.5 inches along the base, how long should the base of the opening be on the blueprint? A scale of 1/4 inch to 1 foot is the same as 1/4 inch to 12 inches. To find the length of the blueprint line, we set up a proportion that uses ratios of blueprint inches to actual inches. 11 feet 9.5 inches is the same as 141.5 inches. So our proportion becomes 1/4 is to 12, as x is to 141.5, or 283/2. We then cross-multiply to find that 12x is equal to 283/8. Simplified, x is equal to 283/96, or 2.95 inches. On the ground level, a bathroom will be installed near 2 editing suites. Each editing suite is 10 feet 9 inches along the outer wall. If the length of the outer wall measures 7 1/8 inches on the blueprint, what is the actual width of the bathroom in feet? First, find how long an editing suite is on the blueprint. 10 feet is the same as 120 inches, plus 9 gives us a total of 129 inches. Setting up our new proportion with inches in the denominators, solve for x. We cross-multiply and find that the length of each editing suite wall is 2 11/16 inches on the blueprint. So the combined length of both editing suite walls on the blueprint is 5 3/8 inches. If the total width of the walls that separate the rooms measure 3/16 of an inch, what is the width of the bathroom on the blueprint? Take the total wall length of 7 1/8 inches and subtract 3/16 and 5 6/16. This is the same as 57/8, or 114/16, minus 3/16 minus 86/16. Which leaves us with 1 9/16 of an inch. So if the bathroom measures 1 9/16 inches on the blueprint, what is its actual dimension in feet? First, we will set up a proportion. 1 9/16, or 25/16, represents the blueprint measurement, so it goes in the numerator of the second ratio. Solving for x, we cross-multiply and find that x equals 75 inches. Since we want the dimension in feet, we divide by 12 to get 6 1/4 feet. Since 1/4 of a foot is 3 inches, the width of the bathroom is 6 feet 3 inches. After much planning and calculating, architects present a finished blueprint. And just think, the beautiful architecture you see around you all started with math and similar figures. Did you know? The British astronomer Sir John Herschel developed the blueprint process in 1840. He used liquid chemicals to create a white line print on blue paper. This process has largely been replaced by white prints, which have colored or black lines on white paper and computer-generated images.